Thanks, Chris. As we mentioned, today is day 8 of the 44th annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. And just because it's the final weekend of the big event, there's no shortage of things to do. Let's get out to Chad Brummett, who's live at Balloon Fiesta Park, where things are just getting started. Chad?
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it out here, Emily. It has just gotten crazy within the last, I'd say, 3 minutes. The laser light show has kicked off. We got Pharrell playing in the background. We've had Bruno Mars, not the real guys. They're phoning it in through radio. But the energy is electric out here at Balloon Fiesta Park on this last Saturday of the 44th annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. As you can see there, the laser light show, something new this year we've been having a great time with. It is going to be a busy day, folks. If you were headed out to Balloon Fiesta Park, as you can see, already busy. We have got so much going on, guys. We're getting ready for Dawn Patrol to start up in a little bit. Of course, Mass Ascension, we're going to be waiting. We're going to be hearing for the green light to make sure that we are going up. But as you can see, Dawn Patrol starting any minute now. The morning glow following that. Laser light show underway. We've also got the Mass Ascension coming up. But we've got Music Fiesta happening today, starting at 1:15, and it is going to keep going, folks. 6 o'clock, we start the Night Magic Glow. This is coming to us from Cannon. The laser light show going on, and of course, the fireworks. I saw the fireworks last night from my apartment. They are a spectacular show. You can see it anywhere in the city, but of course, the best place to see it right here in Balloon Fiesta Park. We got a lot more ahead this morning. It's going to be a great day here. We're going to send it back to the studio with Emily and Chris.
Thanks, Chad. And as always, we will continue to follow all the action at Balloon Fiesta Park. You can go to KRQE.com for all of the details. We'll also have the Mass Ascension starting at 7 a.m. Well, after 20 years, the man who got to name one of the most popular hot air balloons got to see the balloon and flight crew in person.
It's like coming back to a family reunion here to the Balloon Fiesta.
In 1995, Creamland hosted a contest to name the giant flying cow. Bill Dunn came up with Arabelle and won. Bill got a chance to ride Arabelle. Creamland Dairy also gave Bill a car and trip to Disney World when he won. And we have everything you need to know about this weekend's events at Balloon Fiesta Park on our website at KRQE.com. You can also check it on our mobile app. Well, new this morning, Albuquerque police are investigating a shooting in the International District. They were called to a home near Central in Pennsylvania a little after 2 a.m. When they got there, officers say they found a victim suffering from a gunshot wound to the shoulder. One person was arrested. The victim is expected to be okay. No names have been released. A new video shows the emotional scene police walked into 4 months ago when 17-year-old Jaden Chavez Silver was killed in a drive-by shooting. News 13's Lizzie Mitri has a lapel video from APD, and we want to warn you what you're about to see might be graphic.
He was sitting right there. They shot through the window right here. This window? That window.
A girl is trying to give 17-year-old Jaden Chavez Silver CPR as the first officer walks into this Northeast Albuquerque home in June, minutes after a shooting.
To make sure this house is secure for everybody.
The officer radios in about where shots were fired and tries to get more information as about a dozen shocked teens all try to explain what happened at the same time.
Was there a problem earlier? Did somebody nothing. Somebody just drove by and shot up the house.
Witnesses say Jaden was sitting on the kitchen counter when he got hit.
Stay in here. Sit down over here. What happened?
We were just hanging out right here. We were just here. Pop, 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 pop. We all jumped to the ground, and I just turned around and Jaden told me he was shot.
A friend is still giving Jaden CPR.
You guys are doing great. Just hang tight. Just what you're doing.
While the officer makes sure the shooter is gone.
I just got to make sure that there's no one else outside.
About 4 minutes after video shows the first officer on scene, paramedics arrive.
When I got here, I couldn't find a pulse.
Police start sitting everyone down to take statements and sort through what just happened.
Be patient with us, because our main goal is to find out what happened to him and get him taken care of, and I know that's what you guys want too.
Lizzie Mitri, KRQE News 13.
Investigators say Jaden, who was about to start his senior year at Manzano High School, died that night after a bullet hit him in his upper right chest. But police say he was not the intended target. 3 men are charged with Jaden's death. A Rio Arriba County employee is without a job this morning after getting in trouble with the law. Deputies found 33-year-old Carlos Trujillo parked behind a trailer in Espanola with fresh injection marks on his arms. Trujillo admitted to using heroin and Xanax. He was the public information officer for the county. He's now submitted his resignation letter. And in the letter, he apologizes for his addiction. He says he had been clean for a long time, but recently suffered a relapse. Online court records show Trujillo was convicted of DWI in 2012. He also served as the campaign manager for Representative Ben Ray Lujan in 2008. A former MMA fighter who nearly killed his girlfriend and did kill his unborn child is going away for 8 years. In 2012, Willie Parks beat his girlfriend so badly she suffered shattered bones, permanent nerve damage, and she miscarried. The victim's 2 children witnessed the beating. Her 10-year-old daughter even ran outside and screamed for help. Parks pleaded guilty to several charges, including aggravated battery. He was also ordered to complete 52 weeks of domestic violence counseling and parenting classes. Happening today, the Valles Caldera National Preserve will transition to a national park. State, federal, and tribal officials will be gathering to celebrate. Well, the federal government purchased the property in the year 2000 with the goal of operating it as a working ranch while developing recreational opportunities for the public. Legislation signed last year cleared the way for the property to transition, making it more accessible to the public. And if you're looking for something else to do today between Fiesta events, check out the Biopark. This weekend, it will be all about apples at the Botanic Gardens Heritage Farm. It's the 9th annual Cider Festival. You'll be able to learn how apple cider is made and sample fresh-made cider pressed on site. Cider will also be for sale. We posted more information at KRQE.com. Thanks, Chris. And as we've mentioned, it's the final weekend of the 44th Annual International Balloon Fiesta, and there's plenty of fun still left to have. Now let's get out to Chad Brummett, who's live at Balloon Fiesta Park with his daughter. How are things looking out there, Chad?
Things are great out here, Emily. As you can see, my daughter is looking at Dawn Patrol, just took off. It has been a gorgeous morning. When Pigs Fly Hamlet took off a few minutes ago as well. Things are getting underway here. Annalise is having a great time. This is one of the great things about Balloon Fiesta. It is a family tradition. I grew up coming to this every year. My parents getting me up before dawn, me not understanding why. But when you come out here, you absolutely realize. So as you can see up there, Dawn Patrol taken to the skies. It is just an absolutely beautiful morning. As you can see in the distance, a Krispy Kreme balloon getting underway. We are going to head out here in just a few minutes. There are some special guests out here we're going to be talking to later on this morning, and I can't wait to talk to them about this. It all has to do with books and balloons, if you can imagine that. Anyway, it is a huge crowd out here. Everyone having a good time. Annalise is having fun. Baby, are you having a good time? She's so shy. Anyway, we're going to go see if we can find more balloons, and I got a feeling we're going to be able to do it. We're going to send it back to the studio right now.
All right, thanks, Chad. She looks a little bit tired. Now, as always, we will continue to follow all the action at Balloon Fiesta Park this morning at 7 a.m. Weather permitting, we'll have the Mass Ascension live. Well, a few of the long-awaited special shapes that got lost on their way to Albuquerque finally made their appearance, and we could see them again today. 2 penguins, Puddles and Splash, and the pirate ship made their debut Friday morning at the Special Shapes Rodeo. Now, the balloons were shipped from England when they went missing. There was some concern about the pirate ship that was damaged in the journey. The pilots hope to launch the 3 balloons this morning. Now, if you're headed out to Balloon Fiesta Park this morning, we have everything you need to know about the upcoming events on our website at KRQE.com. You can also check it out on our mobile app. Now, if you're staying home for the big show, don't worry. You can watch it live here starting at 7 a.m. Now, this morning, we're hearing 911 calls that give an idea of how long a man was speeding and going the wrong way on I-25 before he caused a deadly crash.
Where's your emergency? I'm heading south on I-25. I just passed Two Dock Chavez on the freeway, and there's a car on the wrong side of the road flying.
Police say 22-year-old Angel Romero would keep heading northbound in the southbound lanes of I-25 until the Comanche exit, where he slammed head-on into Nicolette Baca's car. Now, Baca's friends tells us she was heading home sober after hanging out with friends. Both drivers died in the crash last month.
I mean, it exploded right in front of me.
Oh, the vehicle exploded?
Yeah. Half of it's on the east, and half is in the middle. It's bad. It's bad.
Police believe Romero may have been going 100 miles an hour. Driving records show he had 5 different speeding tickets in 2014 alone. Police are waiting on blood test results to see if Romero was drunk. An Albuquerque man says a police officer was driving at dangerous speeds for no reason. Robert Trujillo says he wanted to prove the officer was speeding, so he recorded it Thursday afternoon during rush hour. Trujillo was headed southbound on I-25 near Alameda when he noticed a marked police unit behind him with no lights or sirens on.
So I just got into the center lane to avoid being in his way and let him get to his call. But then when I realized it was Bernalillo PD, I was like, wow, this guy's, not even in his county anymore, so much less his town.
Trujillo took out his phone. Now you can see he reaches almost 90 miles an hour. And we asked the Bernalillo police chief why his officer was speeding through Albuquerque. The chief said he's looking into it. A Bernalillo County Sheriff's deputy will not face charges for killing a man. Deputy Jeff Bartman pulled over Adam Padilla last December for not using his turn signal. The deputy asked Padilla to get out of the car. He says Padilla reached for a gun, so he shot him. BCSO says Padilla did have a loaded gun. DA Carrie Brandenburg determined the shooting was justified. An Army veteran says thieves took nearly 2 decades worth of his work in a few minutes. He says they stole his Toyota Sequoia from a parking spot near the UNM bookstore on Thursday. Inside his SUV was the vet's Army uniform decorated in awards. The vet, who does not want to be identified, spent more than a dozen years as an Army officer. He earned a number of awards, including Italian jump wings and an expert infantry badge.
It was earned, so anybody can go out and buy any type of award, rank, or anything of that nature, but when it's earned, it means a whole lot more.
He had his uniform in the car because he wore it for an appearance the night before. Well, babies don't always arrive on schedule, and parents don't always have time to get to the hospital. That happened to an Albuquerque couple recently, but a 911 dispatcher helped deliver the baby over the phone. Yesterday, they all met for the first time. Here's News 13's Aaron Drawhorn.
Zena is a bouncing baby girl.
She's our little warrior princess.
Lauren Jaramillo didn't have time to rush to the hospital.
And she's like, no, it's too late, call 911. I'm like, what, really? She's like, really, call 911.
Lauren's pain suddenly escalating. Zena was ready to come into this world, and Dad did the delivery at home.
My wife's going into labor.
Ron Jaramillo says it all happened so fast.
Heads out.
On the other end of the line, AFD dispatcher Frank Gutierrez.
Apply firm but gentle pressure. Remember, the baby will be slippery. Don't drop it, okay?
This new father followed step-by-step instructions.
Whatever he told me is all that went through my head. It's like, get a dry, clean towel. It's like, all right, get a dry, clean towel.
I do have a clean, dry towel.
And Ron was there for his wife.
Ready? Push.
Then came the birth.
Oh, I got the baby. I got the baby. I got it.
Baby out?
Gutierrez instructs Jaramillo on how to tie off the umbilical cord with the shoelace.
6 inches from the baby, do not cut it.
Yeah.
Then the moment sinks in.
Oh my God, I just wounded my daughter.
Congratulations, Dad.
Mom, Dad, baby, and dispatcher all met today, 1 month after the arrival.
I don't really feel like a hero. I just feel like I was doing my job.
Zena is a healthy bundle of joy.
Very, very well-tempered, and she loves her daddy. I think she knows that he's her hero.
Aaron Drawhorn, KRQE, News 13.
The city of Albuquerque honored dispatcher Gutierrez as one of its Friday heroes. By the way, Gutierrez says it's not his first delivery over the phone.